This video is going to be a review of the Bauer X5 Pro pads. Thank you to Goalie Monkey for these pads. Make sure you check out their website. I have an affiliate link in the description of this video. They're great to work with. Shipping is quick. Great selection. Just make sure you check them out. They are a great company and I highly recommend working with them. So let's talk about this pad. Overall, I really like it. It's gonna be a very casual review. I just want to talk about my opinion of it and if I would recommend buying it and who I would recommend it for, basically. So this is a senior level pad. The comparable would be at the pro level, the Hyperlight 2. This is a softer version of the Bauer line. So Bauer has different types of pads, obviously, and some are gonna be a little bit more stiff. This is on the softer end. It's still not a super soft pad, so don't expect it to be as soft as others on the market. It still has some stiffness to it, but it is softer than other Bauer pads that they have available. It's super comfortable right away. It forms to the leg well. It has enough softness to conform to the leg. It's got a curved one-piece design, which I think also helps with how it feels on the leg. Did not feel uncomfortable at all the first time I wore it. I wore it last week on the ice for the first time. No issues with that. I felt very comfortable right away. It's also lightweight. I will say that I was using a pair of Brian's, I think Sub-Zero 6.0s. They were old, so anything would feel light compared to that. But I also did try out the Hyperlight 2s last year. These don't feel that much. They don't feel heavier. They don't feel like the Hyperlight 2s were great, but these don't feel that far off, basically. I really like these. Also, I think they look really good. I got an all black with some silver. It's a pretty subtle graphic. I think all black will never go out of style. I started in all black pads when I was really young. I had Bauer's. Actually, those were my first set of pads. So it's cool to go back to that. And I have to say, I really like the way these look. So they have different colors available, but this is the color I wanted to go with. The strapping system, I don't know if you can see here, I might do a different overview. Like I might film differently, but it's quick and efficient, doesn't take long to get set up. And there are a ton of customizable options. So you can really change this as you like. This right here, the Tune Fit strap, can obviously be adjusted. You can either wear it higher on your leg or lower, depending on what you prefer. Just a ton of options. I'm gonna probably try different things, see how that feels, but it's easy to get on and you can adjust it however you like. It has a lot of room for changing it depending on your preferences. There's no boot strap on it, which personally I like. I haven't worn one since Henrik Lundqvist. People saw that he wasn't wearing one, or he wore it higher up on the calf rather than through the skate. I took mine off my old pads. I haven't worn one in years, so that's perfectly fine with me, but just something to keep in mind if you're buying these pads and you want to have a boot strap. It comes with its own bungee toe ties. A lot of people don't like these. They are pretty short, so if you like to customize that a little bit more, if you like to have more slack, you might want to add in your own skate laces maybe, or you can buy different bungees from someone like PGS. There are options you can do with that. I personally am okay with these right now. I might want to do something different. I might change these for the PGS ones that I have. I might put those in, but it wasn't bad on the first skate. It was fine. The boot is soft. It's got a 100-degree flex. So, I mean, there's room for it to bend. Like I said, not a super stiff pad for sure, but not super soft either. But the boot does have a softer flex to it, so it will bend. I got a question about RVH, having issues getting into RVH. I didn't have any. I didn't notice that, so no problem there. And then, like I said, it's a softer pad, but pucks are still coming off this pad hot. Rebounds are going out far, probably not as far as with the Bauer Mac pads, for example, but no issues with rebounds popping out right in front of me. I had a couple of kick out toe saves, and I didn't really kick out the pad much. It just puck bounced off really nicely. So yeah, I like that for sure. They seal well to the ice, no issue there. Very nice. Really happy with that. Like I said, they felt very comfortable just wearing them on the ice that first time. Like didn't miss a beat. Super comfortable. And just felt good to use for sure. Another thing was sliding. These pads slide really well. No issue there. You can fly around the ice. So if that's important to you, these pads are great for that. You can really feel like you can move around quickly. So sliding is fantastic. The knee block is solid. I felt protected in the butterfly. I also wear Warrior Pro Plus knee pads, which is honestly overkill, but feels like I'm laying on pillows. So that will affect that. And how I feel. Your knee pads might be different, you might feel different with them, but I think this knee block is pretty solid. I felt good in the butterfly the entire night. And one thing that's more a question is, how are goalies carrying their pads now? Because obviously back in the day, you used to tie the strap to another strap and then just throw that over your shoulder. That's not a thing anymore. Obviously, you can tell these are made. So I've done different things in the past. I've used sometimes the straps and connected them together. But in this case, what I've been doing is just tying the bungees around each other and then carrying it that way. But let me know in the comments if there's something better that I'm missing. I just haven't come across anything, and that's something that I find is a pain to figure out how to carry them into the rink. Not going to fit them in my bag. My bag's just not that big. I'm not going to do that. So let me know in the comments if there's anything that you would recommend in terms of carrying your pads into the rink. So the question of, do I recommend these? The answer is 100% yes. And it's not because I am affiliated with Goalie Monkey. It's not because I have a link in my YouTube description. I would tell you if I didn't like them, if I didn't think you should buy them, but I would recommend them. In certain situations, I would maybe not recommend them. I'll explain why. Overall, definitely a great pad. They're on the lower cost end of the spectrum. You're going to be paying around $1,000 Canadian for these, and there's some pads that are over $2,000 obviously. So these are you get a lot of value for your money with these, in my opinion. So I would definitely recommend them to you if you're playing 1 to 2 times a week. They're just not that expensive, and they're very good pads, especially for the cost. If you're on the ice 5 times a week, if you're getting a lot of ice time, if you want them to last a really long time, I would probably spend more money and get something like the Hyperlight 2s. I would invest in a pro level pad. This is a senior level pad, and there are different opinions probably on this, but the durability is probably going to be a big factor. So I don't think that these pads will break down necessarily. I'm not saying that that's the case, but you usually get what you pay for. So the more money you pay for your pads, the more you can expect from both the performance and durability aspect. So if I was on the ice 5 times a week, if I took hockey very seriously and I had the money to do so, I would buy the pro level pads, absolutely. I think it's worth the investment. But if you're looking to save money, if it's not that important to you to get the best available gear on the market, then this is a really good choice for you, because there's a ton of value here. The pads are good. They're going to be good for just about anybody. They're a good price too relative to other pads that are out there. So I would recommend them definitely if you're playing in just recreational leagues. If you're a younger goalie or you're buying for a younger goalie, maybe they're going to grow out of their pads in a year or two, this could be a good option as well. But I really believe with gear, you get what you pay for. And if you're serious about it, if you have the money to spend and you want to get the best that you can, I totally get that. I agree with that for a lot of things. Then it's probably worth spending more money and getting something like the Hyperlight 2, something that's at the pro level. But I'm happy with these. I would recommend them, and I think you'd really like them if you use them yourself. One thing that I would say is I would go for pro level gloves, not necessarily pro level pads. Pads, there's just not as much of a need for protection. You're not really gonna get stingers in your leg. Your leg's not going to hurt from getting hit by a puck. The protection is good enough on these, absolutely. With the glove, you're going to get more stingers in the palm. Sometimes you feel pucks in your blocker hand. Protection in general on your hands needs to be a little bit stronger. So I would spend more money and get pro level gloves. So I don't have, this set didn't come with the blocker. It came with the X5 Pro glove. I'm probably going to go out and get the Hyperlight 2 gloves in the matching color, because I think I'd rather spend money on gloves. I think they're important, and I think the difference is worth it in terms of spending more money for what you get. So let me know in the comments if you have these pads, if you're thinking about buying them, if you have any questions, anything that I didn't cover. I can go into more detail in another video, maybe showing what they look like, but overall, I would recommend them. I really like them. I'm looking forward to using them more often, and yeah, I like them. I like Bauer. I like their gear. I'm going to get the gloves as well. And yeah, I think you really like using these pads yourself. So thank you to Goalie Monkey. Please check out the link in the description below, as well as our Goalie Strength website for our training programs and different breed clothing line. Thank you for watching. Any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.